Well, a very partial crowd here. A very partial crowd starts things off here at 185 pounds. You're looking at Cael Sanderson out of Ames, Iowa, four-time undefeated NC2A champion in his first World Championship finals, going against Sajidov out of Makhachkala, Russia, for the gold medal. Neither one of these wrestlers has been in this situation before. Sanderson is 24 out of Heber City, Utah. Sajidov is 23 years of age, but a much better wrestler than his years of experience have shown. This should be a tight one for the gold medal.
And this is part one, step one for the United States in winning that team championship. If Cael Sanderson and Kerry McCoy a bit later on win, USA is the team champ. So a critical match on several fronts for Sanderson and both the USA here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be key for Cael to keep the pace extremely high. That one of the big advantages that the Americans have against these Eastern Europeans is that they're in great shape. Eastern Europeans mostly, as you can see, they're pretty calm, not a lot of extraneous motion. They just stand out there and pick and choose their shots.
And Sanderson will have 6 minutes to try to get it done in regulation, 2 3-minute periods. Sometimes that's a little difficult to get somebody tired. And Sajidov in on a leg, but a nice counter shot there by Cael Sanderson, but he's pulls back out again, back into the Wizard situation. Great exchange of technique here by the wrestlers. No points yet.
He's got what's called a Wizard here on Sajidov's arm, dragging the move down. He just holds it down and tries to hold Sajidov to the mat and kill the position.
Well, Sajidov throwing the leg in, and even though the arm is trapped, the referee is making the call. He gets confirmation. 2 of the 3 officials must agree. So the first points will go to Sajidov of Russia in this match for the gold medal at 185 pounds. No action, brought back to their feet. Well, that was a great exchange of technique. We've seen wrestlers now that kind of sit around and wait, but Cael Sanderson isn't one of those guys now. He made a shot, and it's cost him a little bit here.
Yep.
And sometimes when you get into the bigger weights, the guys don't want to move around as much. Cael Sanderson, definitely the exception to that rule. He is a bundle of energy when he wrestles, nonstop movement.
You're right. It's typical of the lighter weights to move around in and out, that little fast twitch speed motion. But Cael takes it. He takes it up into the higher weights, and it's been very, very effective for him up to this point.
Cael Sanderson has been on the world team for the United States the last 2 years prior to this one, but 9/11 put an end to the World Championships that were going to be held here in 2001, and feeling a threat for the United States wrestlers, the USA did not send a team to Iran in 2002, so he's been waiting a long time to be in the World Championships.
Did pick up a silver at this year's World Cup, so has had some international competition. I know he's anxious, though, to get after a world tournament field.
And these two have never met previously, so they're kind of feeling out each other right now, trying to decide what they really want to do. Cael Sanderson taking some shots, but really not getting into anything threatening here against Sajidov of Russia.
And not having a lot of luck just yet. Looking to get to that ankle pick. He's got a really nice ankle pick. He just hasn't been able to set it up and get to it.
I'm sure that he has been scouted very effectively by the Soviet delegation. Yuri Shakhmuratov, who coached the former Soviet Union through many World Olympic titles, is real good at analyzing, and he's aware of what Cael Sanderson can do. And we're going to have a 1-0 lead for Sajidov of Russia as we go into the break here at 185 pounds. The wrestlers must score. One of them at least must score 3 points to end in regulation at the end of 6 minutes. And we see a lot in international wrestling that we go into that 3-minute overtime.
And here's the first point right here. We've got Sajidov in on a deep single. Sanderson tries to counter by hooking into his leg. Doesn't completely stop it, but he reaches around and hooks a Wizard.
We'll be back for more wrestling in a minute. We're back at 185 pounds. A shot there by Cael Sanderson to knot up this match.
There was the ankle pick.
Tied 1-1.
And listen to the roar of the crowd. They've been so behind Cael Sanderson this whole tournament. He said earlier he thought the crowd was like family out here this week. He thanked the audience, and they have been 100% behind Cael Sanderson. I think he's been feeding off the crowd a bit here at this World Championship.
Yeah, he sure has, Joe. And there's that ankle pick we were looking for, Russ. He was able to get to it, and he scores with it. If he can get to that back of his ankle, he can score a takedown. It's just going to be hard to get back there. Sajidov is completely ready for it.
Cael Sanderson sticks to his business. He's a real humble guy, doesn't really get real fancy and flashy out there, doesn't try to get the crowd involved, really doesn't show too much emotion, but he really gets after the attack. He's real serious about his wrestling. Bobby Douglas, Mr. Jackson, World Team National Coach, trying to get him into it.
Well, Cael may be shy, but his accomplishments aren't among them. 2002 ESPY winner for College Athlete of the Year, so he's done it all.
And he's back in on the single, popping up underneath there, trying to score a point. Sajidov countering very effectively. Nothing scored here. He can get in trouble. It can go either way.
He's got to get his head up. He's got to get his head up to score here. His head's up. Good, good, good.
Shifts off to the other side, grabbing that ankle. Has control of both legs right now, but oh my goodness, what a great move by Sajidov to come around, scores the 2-point exposure, and he will go ahead 3-1. I do not believe Cael Sanderson expected that could happen.
Absolutely not. And you know what? Up to this point, especially all through his college career, he has not run into the caliber that he's running wrestling tonight. This is one of the best wrestlers in the world here.
Well, we have not seen the points go up on the scoreboard. Just over 1 minute remaining in the second period. And we have not seen a confirmation of the point. 2 of the 3 officials must agree. We're stopping the action right now so we can confer. Now, they're not going to confer with the officials. They're going to go to the video. Under international rules, we don't have protests, but they can go to the video.
I guess the only question would be if he went hand-to-hand or fully, because there was pretty clear that there was back exposure. I guess it's the degree of what that exposure was here. Here we see the replay from the officials' view.
Well, there's no question that that's 2 points for Sajidov. He exposed Cael Sanderson's shoulder with that nice crotch lift position, so I don't see any way we can avoid Sajidov being ahead here 3-1.
Yeah,
with just over a minute remaining.
You wouldn't think from that replay, what we just saw there, that Kendall and Russ be able to do anything else but give him 2 points.
And, well, they're going 3-3. Oh, my goodness sakes.
The Russian coaches do not like it.
Well, that stuns me. That stuns me. I don't believe that's 2-2.
Yeah, I don't believe so either. I mean, let's be fair. That's interesting. I'm surprised because technically you have to initiate a move to be able to score with it. You can put yourself to your own back.
We take a look at the move. Sanderson is in on the attack. But Kendall, what's happening here?
Watch Sajidov. He locks and pulls him through. What? Locks, pulls him through. I have to say that's Sajidov's moves, and I think Sanderson would agree.
But the score is knotted at 3-3. Sometimes it's all about breaks. And Sanderson got one there. 1 minute to go. The score is tied 3-3. Unless they stay tied, we will not go into overtime. They have each gotten 3 points. So the next point will end this match.
Well, you can live by it, you can die by it.
I want to tell you something, guys. The Russian coach is not happy. They came off the floor, up onto the stage in the mat to talk to the referee and go talk to the head table. Very surprising that they're not going to win that argument. This match continues, tied at 3 now.
And one of the things you have to do in international wrestling is you got so many people looking at different concept of what scoring is you got to maintain your composure and keep on wrestling. And Sajidov is doing a good job of that. The Russians have been here before. Now he's in on the leg, and Sanderson's off. Well, I can't believe you can give a single leg now, but they're going to give it. That'll be 1 point takedown for Sajidov. 15 seconds to go. If he can stay ahead, this match will be over.
Sanderson's in a tough predicament here because he's got to get up. He's forced to have to try to come up. There's not enough time.
Now that's it. Sajidov of Russia will win the gold medal at 185 pounds. A little quirky turn of events there in the scoring, but Sajidov, your victor, 4-3, 185 pounds, gold and silver medalist in this weight division.